chat, it is here. This is the brand new FREDDY FAZBEAR Endo series figure. If you were keeping tabs with me at San Diego Comic-Con, you saw that I gave you an up-close look at not only this figure, as well as the World of Figures and the Plush, all that new stuff coming from Jazwares. They now have the Five Nights at Freddy's license, and they're already doing some incredible things. I mean, an Endo figure, no one's ever done that before, so I'm excited to crack this open. Jazwares actually gave me this as a thank you, maybe? So I'm gonna give you guys an early look of what this is all about. It is currently on pre-order right now at GameStop, as well as a bunch of other items, and I'll put it in the tag products below. Let's take a look at this packaging. Pretty straightforward. We have our classic Freddy, as well as our Withered. Backhand side just shows us another description, as well as the rest of the figures on the way. And here's the barcode to help you find this in store. Right now, it's only available at GameStop. I don't remember it being an exclusive there, but just in case it hits other stores. Well, let's start with the main attraction, the Endo figure. This is where all the articulation is going to come from. It is so crazy that this is literally the first time we're getting an Endo figure like this. And right away, you can see that it does have a lot of different points of articulation, just your standard hinges, ball joints, things like that. We're going to go over all of it and how functional it really is with the suit on. First things first, let's look at these eyes. So we have no articulation here, but they can pop out. They're like super tight in there. Dang. Okay, yeah. So they can pop out, and you can mix and match if you wanted to, different colored eyes, or just have your Freddy going full pirate mode. The mouth has some articulation here, so you can bring it open about that far, closing it. Super creepy to actually hold this in hand. That is wild looking. No movement going forwards or backwards with the head, but it is on a swivel, so we can spin it around. Great range of motion here at the shoulders, hinges and swivels, just your traditional joints. You can take this, spin it all the way around, and then the same thing is applied here at the elbows, giving you a greater than 90-degree break. That's awesome. And then you can actually hyperextend it backwards as well. Very nice. Lots of range of motion here. And then at the wrist, looks like it is on a little ball joint. Okay, and then also a hinge as well, so you can flex that backwards. We do have a ball joint here at like the hip area, so that's going to give us even greater range of motion, so you can go backwards, all around. Really nice. So from like the hips all the way down is like the most range of motion by far. So there is a joint here on the inside that will allow you to bring the leg up and down this way, but on the inside of the leg we have a ball joint, so you can like really get this figure in all crazy poses. But there's also a swivel here, like directly below that ball joint, and then another swivel and hinge right here at the knee. And then down here at the foot looks like it is a little ball joint, pretty similar to the hand as well, and you can kind of just flex this all different directions. Very impressed by this figure already, and this is just the Endoskeleton. Now for the suit itself, all the pieces are kind of like loosely placed in there. Let's start with classic Freddy, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So it looks like these pieces kind of just pop off, and you just have to align the little pegs together. So let's start here with the head. See if it kind of clicks into place here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, and the eyes look so good. All right, let's see. Let's put the jaw on. See how that works. It looks like it might connect here. You know what? It might be easier if I put the jaw on first and then the head. Let's try that. Okay, there you go. Okay, so that pops on. Now let's put the head on. That makes more sense for sure. Oh, look at that. See if the mouth articulates with it. Oh, that is so cool, dude. Oh man, that is perfect. All right, let's do the body next. All right, so here's the hips. I love how you can see some of that Endo right here popping through. That's so cool. When you get to the arms and shoulders, there's like a little cutaway right here where you can dig your nail into and help separate this a little bit easier. All right, let's do shoulders right here. Now these pieces, they feel pretty snug when they're on there. They don't feel like they're just gonna fall off, you know? Like when they're connected, it doesn't feel like they're loose. You know, one of the things that I love about this is that it's kind of an experience when you're opening up these pieces and then like putting it together to create a figure. I don't know, it's really cool. I feel like super immersed into it. There's also these like cutout areas to the Endo frame, which helps you align some of these pieces on there. So it kind of keeps it seated, and it doesn't like allow these pieces to like roll around or like slip, which is super genius. And then as far as the hands go, just like the eyes, they pop out just like so, and then she would put that joint in there. Perfect. Left arm is just about done. Those hand joints are like really in there. And putting this together is pretty straightforward. It's not too difficult whatsoever. Almost there. It's looking so good now. All right. Now he doesn't have his microphone, so I'm sure they're going to include that at some point. It would have been cool to have with this set, but I mean, you're already getting like basically 3 figures, so I'm sure they'll make some version or deluxe set that eventually has his microphone. Feet just like the hands. And there we have it. Classic Freddy. Let's get some close-ups of him with the suit on before we actually articulate it, but he looks so good. The plastic pieces that connect are a much lighter type of plastic, which actually works in the favor of this figure, because if they were like a lot heavier, denser, then I would think it would have a lot harder of a time articulating and posing. But with that being said, they are attached, but there is like some movement to them as well, which is really cool because it kind of gives the effect that it is a suit walking around, and there is some extra movement of like the body parts or the chest and the head, you know, the moving as Freddy were to be walking around. Now that the suit is fully assembled, let's see how much articulation he really has. So at the shoulders, I mean, that's a great amount. That is like really good here at the shoulders. It's all going to depend on this like shoulder fur area. From there, all the swivels are going to be no issue whatsoever. So let's look here at the forearm. Not too bad. I mean, all things considered, being an animatronic, you know, not quite 90 degrees like it was with the Endo, but still a good amount of range of motion. That mouth articulation is like really nice, being able to open it all the way like that and then closing it. And then same swivel action, spinning the head around. Again, no movement going forwards or backwards. That's all gonna come from like this ball joint here. And not too bad. You have some movement with some exposed endo right there. Very nice. And then here at the hips, let's see. Oh yeah, that's still really good here. And then that ball joint. And then here at the knees. I mean, that's a pretty good bend, all things considered. And then moving forward, nothing because of that like little knee fur. And then here at the foot, all different directions. Really impressed with what this is. I will spare you the agony of watching me take apart Classic Freddy and put together Withered. It is all pretty much the same exact thing. Now, there are big differences between Classic and Withered Freddy. First off, you can see that there is a much dirty and grittier appearance to the overall body to Withered Freddy, and there's not a whole lot of that going on, but if you wanted to add more, I would recommend using like a black wash, and you can really make it look dirty. But the other big thing is that they sculpted all the like withered parts throughout the legs as well as the arms. It looks really good, and from what I can tell, it matches the gameplay pretty much spot on. The other big thing you can see is that his expression is different. He has the raised eyebrows, very alert and onto you type of deal, and Classic Freddy has just more of the relaxed and calm look. Now, Withered Freddy looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, just the level of detail that they've added, you know, bringing this figure to life is just so cool. And all these like little sculpted areas to enhance the withering is just so spot on. His range of motion should be honestly no different than Classic Freddy, because I mean, they're all basically the same pieces, just with the withered effect. So I guess the important thing would be is, what is his posability like? Like, how realistic can we get Freddy into like a jump scare pose? So let's just pretend like he has a microphone in that hand, and just those final moments before he gets you coming down that like walkway. Like, I think that looks pretty good. But generally, we have Freddy just kind of standing off to the wings somewhere, you know? Let's do something maybe a little unrealistic. Let's do like Freddy at a full sprint. I mean, could you imagine that? Heck no, dude, coming after you like that? No, thank you. Like, let's see if I can get him to pose on like 1 foot right here. I mean, that right there is an absolute game over. No, thank you. I mean, even though Freddy doesn't run after you, it is still pretty cool to know that you can do this with these figures, especially when we get Foxy. And let's do something else. Let's start taking him apart. Let's take out one of these eyes. Let's take out like this right eye right here. And we'll just go ahead and put that right over there. And that is the beauty of these figures, is that you can disassemble them pretty much any way that you want. And there is Freddy without an eye. Oh, that's so cool looking. Man, Withered Bonnie with this is gonna be just absolutely insane. Let's do more. Let's take off his like right forearm. And how about his leg? Let's do like his upper thigh right here. There we go. Now he'll look even worse. Oh, that's cool. There we go. Now we're talking. Side note, I want to point out that I love there is an extra head, like basically at all times, because you can kind of recreate the backstage. So when we get Chica and Foxy, you can have a bunch of these extra heads like kind of displayed up throughout the room. I think that's just an awesome idea, that you will always have basically one extra head. So I really want to see how well these eyes glow, and it's like midnight as I'm filming this, so we'll see if these studio lights do a good enough job. All right, let's see. Whoa, it does. Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is really freaking clear. Holy smokes. They did such a good job on this. All their figures, I believe, have glowing eyes. Even like the plush. I mean, if it was able to look this good with just the studio lights, I mean, during the sunlight, it's going to be even better. Is it too early for me to say that I think that these are already goated? I mean, for $30, you're getting technically 3 figures in one with loads of different ways to customize, depending on how much of the costume you take off. What's even crazier is to think that this is the first time we've ever gotten an Endo frame being able to customize and put pieces of a FNAF character together. Now, by itself, the Endo frame has a crazy amount of articulation, plenty of range of motion, and it looks beautiful. When you do have all the pieces together, it's definitely a lot more limited depending on how much of the costume gets into contact with each other. And that's to be expected, but what is important is that you're still able to pose this figure just like we've seen within the game, and even getting ready for a jump scare and the jump scare itself. I could also see some people talking about the plastic pieces that cover the Endo frame feeling a little too light or thin, but in order to get all this for $30, I see why they went the route that they did. And honestly, this thing presents really well, and you're getting quite a lot of bang for your buck. I could also see some people saying that the withered pieces don't have quite as much like dirt or grit to them, which I understand for sure, but a simple black wash applied to that would really fix that issue. And to be honest, what's important to me is seeing the sculpted areas to those withered pieces. I mean, they're basically perfect, and it's just such an excellent canvas. Oh, and the glow-in-the-dark eyes are phenomenal. I mean, such a cool little detail to add to these figures, and it'll be really awesome to see all of them lined up on shelf, and then once you turn off the lights, just all the little eyes glowing back at you. All in all, you're getting so much for the suggested retail price of $25. I mean, just things that have never been done before, an excellent canvas, phenomenal posability, and able to interchange on top of an endoskeleton. Crazy. But that's all I got for you with this video. I really hope you enjoyed this unboxing and review. Let me know your thoughts down below. These are on pre-order right now at GameStop. I will tag it all below. And if these hit other stores, I'll also include those links. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you connect with me on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date when new things drop, like the rest of our FNAF figures. I also post things that you won't see here on YouTube. Until then, collectors, I'll see y'all in the next video.